Greetings, 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 good people. Happy Wednesday. It's February 22nd, 2023, and there's a whole lot of drama going on social media and the interwebs, and I'm here to discuss it, okay? So hopefully everybody is having a good Wednesday. It is Pisces season. I have been informed that is officially Pisces season, I think since yesterday, right? So shout out to all Pisces. And everybody whose birthday is in March, in the rest of February, all that good stuff. Okay, I'm just patiently waiting for my people. You know what I'm saying? The bull, waiting for Taurus season, waiting for Taurus season. All right. So Tommy Lee has got the internet on fire as usual for nothing productive, nothing positive, nothing but drama and gutter snipe behavior. Okay. She felt that it was appropriate to say F Chris Brown's baby and F Chris Brown, all right? She apologized, but still, it doesn't change the fact that Tommy Lee is full of drama. All of them people over there on the Zeus Network, nothing but drama. I'm going to touch on that for those who are not aware. Judge Mathis, some good news. I reported on Judge Mathis yesterday that his show was canceled and he did speak out. So we're going to give an update regarding that. Who else? Wendy Williams. Auntie Wendy was spotted out in New York. All right. She was at Rosanna Soto, who is a news anchor for Fox 5. She's still on Fox 5? Anyway, so she was spotted out in her coochie cutters, and we're going to discuss that. Cardi B, I'm really going to save Cardi B for last. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, you can fast forward to the end if you're here for Cardi B, because I'm saving her for last because I am displeased with her opinion on something that has been going viral. Got some other hot topics, some news, updates, and other things sprinkled in between. All right. So shout out to my Twitch viewers. Shout out to my royal family members over on YouTube. Welcome to all new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Those of you who've been liking the video, sending me messages on IG, shout out to y'all. Some of y'all are absolutely funny and I appreciate it. All right, so now that those church announcements are over, okay, let's get into these topics. But before we start, I'm always I'm a sucker for positive messages, positive memes, positive words, words of affirmation, all that good stuff. So I thought that this was appropriate to start out with. Shout out to Pretty V. Pretty V is a internet comedian, I guess if that's the appropriate term, and she has some morning inspiration for her viewers. Like to see it and hear it? Here you go. Oh,
about to give up.
She started off by saying, "Look at you, about to give up.
Look at you about to throw in the towel. Look at you about to give up everything that God has for you.
Not me.
Don't do it. Don't let the enemy win. He's already won before. Don't let him do it again.
When did the
Don't
enemy
let him
ever
come
win?
in. Don't let him intervene in your life. Remember your calling. Remember your gift. Remember it and don't throw it away. God has big plans for you.
Indeed.
God's going to open some doors for you. God's going to stretch you in this season.
Yes.
He's already doing it now. Believe. Sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes we don't understand our purpose, our walk. Sometimes we're still trying to find our destiny. But let me tell you something. Our faith is what's going to get us there.
Yes.
So ask God today to increase your faith in him. Sometimes it's not for us to get it. It's for us to believe. Keep going.
Keep going, girl.
Don't give up.
Right.
You better let God use you today. Let him stretch you. I love you. It's your girl, Pretty V.
That was good, right? That was good. Now you guys know, if you're not familiar with who she is a internet comedian, like I said, and she's very silly. She's kind of like the female version of DC Young Fly. I'm telling you, they're probably like they could be long lost brother and sister. They're both very silly, very comical, very animated, and she was also wilding out, right, for a while. Anyway, I thought that was appropriate. Why the heck not? Started off on a positive note. All right, let's move it along. And hopefully that word touched somebody, okay? You never know what people are going through. So anybody that takes time out of their day to offer words of encouragement and they actually are encouraged themselves or may not be as encouraged as they're trying to encourage other people. I respect. Okay, moving along. Y'all use DoorDash and all these little food delivery apps and services. Well, I saw this on Daily Dot early this morning, right? So this person says, when I'm bored, I like to play with the cheapskates. DoorDash driver throws order on the floor, deliberately makes it cold after customers don't tip. Okay. So there is a page apparently on TikTok where a lot of these DoorDash Uber drivers share things that are not so pleasant. Okay. Now, in the clip, the creator is in a car delivering a DoorDash order that sits on the passenger seat. The driver's POV video starts with the creator saying, every once in a while, just for kicks, I like to pick up someone's order who didn't want to tip. And this is how it goes. The driver then unceremoniously tosses the food encased in a clear plastic bag to the floor in front of the passenger seat. The driver then turns up the air conditioning and directs it to the floor vents to cool down the order. Here's my thing. Why the F did you become a DoorDash driver or a Uber Eats driver if you know you're going to do all this stupid stuff to people food? This is absolutely deplorable and disgusting. Okay, so this is a video on TikTok that I don't even want to play because it's gross. Okay, I don't want to trigger anybody. So the article continues. The video then ends with the creator saying, enjoy, mother effer, with the on-screen caption writing, when I'm bored, I like to play with the cheapskates. Some reacted by either wondering about or outright assessing that they wait until the order is delivered before tipping. One remarked, dude, some of us wait to see how you do so we can tip you well if you do well. Another noted, I sometimes give cash, but more often I tip after it's been delivered, on how the delivery instructions and food was handled. Based on how the delivery instructions and the food was handled, some of these people say that they tip afterwards, which makes sense. You know, you don't want to tip a driver if your food was given to you in questionable conditions. Okay, while a number of people claim to be cash tippers, a few people also chimed into the conversation to claim that cash tips for DoorDash orders are rare. A few people shared hard luck stories about not being able to tip at the time and relying on DoorDash during difficult times. So one person said that, you know, that they were stuck home postpartum, no maternity pay for 2 weeks, and they had to use DoorDash and they didn't have any extra money to tip. A lot of people said during the pandemic as well, you know, they were in the house, couldn't go anywhere. They were sick. People who were sick didn't have any extra money to tip. Now, those DoorDash prices are high. They're extremely high. I understand that it is a service and it operates on business, money runs things. I get all of that. But by the time you finish adding your order, which is already more, in some cases, more expensive than the actual restaurant, the DoorDash prices are significantly different from the restaurant prices. I've seen it myself. By the time you add on fees, taxes, and then add on tip, you might as well just if you can, you might as well just get up and go to the store and order yourself. It's cheaper, okay? Especially if it's not that far. But I get it. Some people rely on this service because it's a matter of convenience, all right? And for convenience, you're going to pay. But what I don't understand is, if you know good and well that you are a turd, right? Why do you take jobs like this and destroy people's foods? If you want to gripe and take anything up with somebody, take it up with DoorDash. I don't even know how it works with the pay. Like, do they pay you a flat rate and then you get tips? Is it solely off of tips? Like, you knew what you signed up for. Messing around with people's food, I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not with that. And what could possibly happen is this could be a lawsuit for DoorDash. See, everybody want to put everything on the internet, right? DoorDash definitely should reprimand these idiots, especially this one, who admits to messing with people's food. You definitely should be reprimanded. Let's see if DoorDash cares enough to do anything about it. I don't know. Anytime eating out at all, it's always a gamble, okay? Because people are gross. Sometimes people are underpaid and overworked and they take it out on the customer. I just wish that some of these customer service individuals, these servers, you know, you and the customer, we on the same side. We supposed to be, you know, it should be us against them being the big corporations. But Customer service seems to be a thing of the past. All right, moving on to a little bit of Florida foolishness. All right, so this is according to CNN. English professor in Florida says university is reviewing his employment following complaint over what? Racial justice unit. Oh, this is totally up Florida's alley, right? So real quick, let's get through this article. An English professor at Florida's Palm Beach Atlantic University says his job is under review after his employer told him that it received a complaint that he is quote unquote indoctrinating students. Wait, indoctrinating students? Really? The racial justice unit is what got me in hot water. This is what the professor said. He said that he's been teaching a unit on racial justice in classes for many years without complaints until his provost and dean said Wednesday that he needed to talk to him privately at the end of a class. Now, if you guys know what's going on in Florida with Ron DeSantis and all things pertaining to African American studies in schools and colleges and high schools, then this would make sense. If not, you should actually educate yourself because this could very well happen in your state as well. Okay, the article continues. The two told him his contract renewal for next year would be on hold as they investigated the materials used in the racial justice unit, he said. The professor was given a letter from the university, which he shared with CNN, informing him a decision about his employment would be made by March 15th. He said, they told me they had concerns that I was indoctrinating students. That was the exact word they used, indoctrinating. He said, I had no idea this was coming. The professor said that his conversation with his employers indicated the investigation was prompted by a complaint from a parent. I'm not buying this. Anyway, the article goes on. The university is not commenting on a personal matter, a school spokesperson told CNN in a statement on Monday. So this institution, they are a private Christian university, and its employee handbook says discontinuance of employment may occur at any time without cause at the discretion of PBA, okay, which is the name of the institution. This institution does not offer tenure. The review process for employment decisions regarding senior faculty, that is meant to safeguard academic freedom. In other words, Florida is a southern state, obviously, right? Florida and a lot of some of these southern states, they have what's called at-will employment. I think some states up north have that as well, but certain states have what's known as at-will employment. So he said there's no tenure, meaning after you have become after you've been a professor at that particular institution for maybe 5 years, you're not considered vested. Basically, your job ain't guaranteed. They can fire you at any time for any reason because it's at will employment. What I think they're doing is I think they're holding off because they want to see if he can turn around and sue them. Because although you have at will employment, they should be careful as not to fire him because he could sue them for any sort of discrimination, or there could be some loophole or some clause where this professor could actually sue this institution for wrongful termination, right? Although it's an at will employment or whatever. Most places that don't have like a union, 9 times out of you don't have like a union representative, or you're not paying the union dues, so you don't have a union rep to kind of fight for your job and make sure that these employers are upholding the law as it pertains to employment, right? That's not the case with this institution. So they're saying that they're going to determine his fate by March 15th. They're probably paying some lawyers to see, like, is there any way that this guy could sue us? Because if he is going by the curriculum, unless he has his own book that he has written and he's teaching the children, is he not following the curriculum of the school? Is he bringing outside materials to try to educate some of these children? I'm telling you. But the professor basically goes on to say that he thinks that it's kind of it's not a coincidence that ever since the governor of Florida, DeSantis, kind of rejected a proposed advanced placement African American studies course in high school, that this is taking place all over Florida. So the professor said that he's taught this course many years and never had a problem. All of a sudden now he has a problem. Child, what the hell is that governor doing down in Florida? Some of you may not care, but again, it's really a shame. It's really a shame how, child, y'all really think that y'all can hide y'all history. Yeah, I think y'all can just erase y'all atrocious history, America. Good luck. Anyway, let's move it along. So this guy, I thought this was interesting. I saw this on the Neighborhood Talk. So got Ben Stein, right, who's an actor, comedian. He says he misses the good old days when a large African American woman was on his syrup bottle. He said, I preferred it when it was a black person showing their incredible skill at making pancakes. Let's hear what Uncle Ben Stein had to say. Like to hear it? Here you go.
For dinner, Aunt Jemima yummy pancake syrup. Now, this used to show a large African American woman chef, but because of the inherent racism of Americans' corporate culture, they decided to make it a white person or maybe no person at all. But I preferred it when it was a black person showing their incredible skill at making pancakes. So God bless you all. And do something which I sometimes do, which is to make.
Now, at first when I saw this, I was like, do you want it to be a black person on the front? Because, you fill in the blank. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or do you really feel this way? Listen, when it comes to certain people, you can make it sound good. You can be as performative as possible. Doesn't mean that I trust you. However, I'm not in disagreement with what he said. Okay, you guys know that Aunt Jemima's face has been removed from the pancake mix boxes as well as the syrup, and it's no longer called Aunt Jemima. It's actually called the Pearl Mining Company, and I think it shows like a farm with some tractors on it or something like that. And again, it's like, are you guys trying to erase your atrocious past? Okay, because if you're familiar with the story behind Aunt Jemima, then you already know. Okay, I just feel like this corporate greed, as he mentioned, and this racism is as American as cherry pie. I don't care how much you try to get rid of some of these figures and some of these images, books. Some states, Florida is another state, that are removing books from libraries. I was informed that I think I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings is a book that was removed from a school library, and kids are not allowed to read that. Just y'all getting scared or something, because we're in the age of information, and people can find out things that you guys have kept hidden for decades. I don't know, man. The truth always comes to light. So good luck with that. All right, let's see if we can move on to something, I was going to say, a little bit lighter, but still in the vein of all things American. All right, so I saw this yesterday, right? This is CBS News. I read this article yesterday. Thought it was interesting for you guys to be aware. I know the Shade Room is reporting it. I saw that this morning. Anyway, Malcolm X's family announces a $100 million lawsuit alleging the NYPD and other agencies conceal evidence of his murder. Oh, shocker. Those of us who have had the pleasure of learning about Malcolm X at a young age, such as myself and my brother, along with Marcus Garvey, etc., etc., right? This is not like, this is not really shocking to us, I guess. I think we kind of know what the outcome might be. Now, when I saw this, because I think his daughter gave a press conference, and she was accompanied by Benjamin Crump. And when I saw Ben Crump, I was just like, although yes, he has brought a lot of awareness to certain things that probably would not have gotten major news coverage. It's just a little, I'm not gonna front. Just something about him just gives me a little bit slimy. Anyway, so the first paragraph: civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump and family members of Malcolm X, the legendary activist who was assassinated in February 1965. I think yesterday was the actual 58th year anniversary of his assassination, and he was only 39. When you put that into perspective, it's like, man, he was young. Anyway, they announced on Tuesday their plans to file a lawsuit against the New York City Police Department and various government agencies, alleging they intentionally concealed evidence related to the murder after it happened. Okay, so Benjamin Crump was alongside Malcolm X's daughters. And something about that Ben Crump, man, I'm just not feeling him. I'm absolutely not feeling him. It gives me a little sleazebally. But I was having a conversation with my brothers about this situation, and it was like, wouldn't that be great? I would love to see this actually be successful. But I tell you, this will open up such a can of worms. And can you imagine all of the peoples whose palms were greased to get him up out of here? I remember seeing a documentary. I don't remember if it was on Showtime or if it was on Netflix. I'm leaning toward Netflix. But it was said that the guy who actually committed the crime, who actually took Malcolm X's life, resided in Newark, New Jersey, and I think he's probably dead now, but he was the one who actually did it. And the two men that were arrested and accused of his or found guilty of his assassination weren't the ones who actually did it or something like that. I can't remember. It was a couple of years, it was a few years back that I saw that documentary. I might revisit that. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Do you think that this is great? Would you like to see this come to fruition, or do you think that this is just another, I don't want to say stunt, but do you think that this is another thing that the media is going to use to kind of get us riled up and hyped up? Let me know what you think. Yeah, they would actually have to admit that he was set up and taken up out of here. And I just don't see them admitting anything. They don't even want to admit that slavery was a freaking crime. So I don't know. But shout out to Malcolm X's legacy and his family. Not shout out, but much respect to his loved ones. Okay, and best of luck in that journey. All right, Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis lands a new court show with Byron Allen. I posted this to my community page on YouTube earlier. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting. Now, yesterday, on Tuesday, the 21st of February, I talked about Judge Mathis's show being canceled, not due to ratings, but basically greed. They don't want to pay this man his syndication dollars. But anyway, and then Judge Mathis actually posted a video where he talked about, doors opening. When one door closes, another door opens. And then boom, the same day, here it is. Judge Mathis, he got a new court show with Byron Allen. Okay, so let's read this article really quickly. All right. Judge Greg Mathis won't be retiring from the TV bench after all. Byron Allen's Allen Media Group will produce a new syndicated strip featuring Mathis titled Mathis Court with Judge Mathis. And I'm happy about this. And now Byron Allen is not just putting on Judge Mathis, right? He's putting on a whole host of other judges as well. All right. So anyway, the article goes, the show will be available for syndication in the fall and also run on Allen Media's Justice Central cable channel. Now, if you guys don't know who Byron Allen is, he owns the Weather Channel. A couple of years back, he was went to the Supreme Court because he was going at it with Comcast. He was suing Comcast. Huge. He did an interview with the Breakfast Club years ago talking about this as well. Very interesting. Just type in Byron Allen Breakfast Club. Familiarize yourself with it if you care. I know there's a whole bunch of ratchet-ish going on the internet, but this is some stuff that you should be concerned with. Byron Allen is really out here trying to hold Black media down as much as he can. Okay. Anyway, the announcement of Mathis Court comes just a few days after Warner Brothers TV said that it will end Judge Mathis after 24 seasons in syndication. Okay. The People's Court, the latest iteration of the People's Court, which has been on for 26 years, is also coming to a close. Now, the show will join a roster of court series from Allen's company that will also include, this got me so excited, Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. I'm not familiar with her, no shade. Justice with Judge Maybelline. First of all, Judge Maybelline Ephraim is my girl. I used to love her. She used to be on the show Divorce Court. You remember Judge Maybelline Ephraim, child? She used to have her short 27-piece. I loved her. So to see her back on television, it's been a long time. No, actually, she did another court show, right? But it's probably on Court TV, so I'm pretty sure I missed that. But I enjoyed Judge Maybelline Ephraim, okay? Supreme Court Justice with Judge Karen. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. That's another one of my favorites. Somebody that I went to high school was on high school with. We weren't in the same grade, but someone I went to high school with was on Judge Hatchett. And I thought that was weird. It was wild. Anyway, The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. And We the People with Judge Lauren Lake, along with Mathis Court, Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams is also set to premiere in the fall. Ebony K. Williams she was on Housewives of New York. She was the only black housewife on Housewives of New York. That didn't work out well. She was recently on The Breakfast Club as a guest co-host. And I was introduced to Ebony K. Williams when she sat on the panel with Joe Button, Remy Ma, Jinx, when they did the State of the Culture podcast. And I enjoyed her ever since. So this is cool. I think she has a podcast herself as well. So this should definitely be interesting. Hopefully she has a good personality and she'll do well. So shout out to Byron Allen. Now, Judge Mathis did say, now that I'm thinking back, he did say that he wanted to kind of shop his show and be a part of a network owned and operated by black people, run by black people, working with black people. So this probably was already in the bag when he made that announcement. He told everybody to stay tuned. And then later on, last night, I saw this. So shout out to Judge Greg Mathis. Hopefully people will support. Hopefully it will be good, long lasting, and interesting. I can't wait to see Judge Maybelline Ephraim back on. Okay. That was my girl. All right. Speaking of legalities or courtrooms, you guys remember Pusha T? Well, Pusha T's still in jail, okay? So the Neighborhood Talk posted this to their Instagram, and Pusha T gives an update from the Slammer. Now, I know you're probably wondering, why the hell are you talking about this? I just thought that this was interesting because yesterday in my Hot Topics video, I talked about Lil Woody, who was a part of YSL snitching. And I just kept saying, like, you know, how some people are addicted to that street life. And when you get a good amount of money or you secure a bag, whatever these young folks say these days, or when you put yourself in a position where you are making more money than you ever made in your life and you have access to opportunities and people and things like that, why do you still entertain that street life? And I said it's probably some sort of an addiction, right? That was just my assumption. And then I saw this yesterday and I said, see, this is just exactly what I'm talking about. Like, all right, so I don't know if you guys can read what his post actually said. The Neighborhood Talk, they blocked out some of the profane words that he used. So I went straight to his page because I needed to understand what he was saying. And I still don't understand what the hell he's talking about. All right, so I'm going to read this. So buckle up. This is going to be interesting. King Shiesty tapping in. Now I'm reading it exactly how it's typed. I am not making excuses and inserting what I think he is saying. I'm reading exactly how he typed. King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary, aka there's no punctuation, barely any punctuation. So here we are. Tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary, aka hell, where they say I can't go, jailing, no telling. I still remain untouched. Millions still in double digits. Tell Google fix my net worth. We can verify that ish right now. Yeah, I'm locked up, not effed up. I was 21 and up 8 figures. Jay-Z can't even relate. My money tripled my followers. Stop playing with my name before I buy one of you for sale ass ninjas. You ninjas anything. I put on for this chopper gang ish every day. Twice on Sundays, I'm on the same ish from Tokyo to... Is this a rap? I just realized this because he talks with an accent from Tokyo to Tennessee, but he probably says it like Tennessee. Oh my gosh, is this a rap? That's why it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, ain't gone fed to start Getting scared. Ain't no ninja ever played with me, free or in jail. Oh my gosh, this is a rap, y'all. I literally read this earlier and was like, oh my God, what the hell is he talking about? Oh, so these are bars? Still trash. I'm still the menace of Memphis. Mind you, he's in jail. Okay. Still the king no matter what jungle. Slick, almost the same ninja, just a little more powerful. You YK Tom Bout Baby Larry Hoover LOL. How you let a ninja in the feds outdo you? You ninja can't beat me at crawling backwards. You gonna have to get your hand knife and a gun game up before you can do some with me. Stop playing so much. For my fans, supporters, loved ones holding me down every day, keeping it solid. Promise it don't get unnoticed. I see everything and got some special for all. Word is law. This ain't no rap. The rest of you, P word, another way to call a cat a kitty, dead. Keep hating, false advertising, backbiting, and continue counting, me out. It up and stuck like a treehouse. I'm touching down to terrorize. I got a Dorito on my shoulder. I'm going 100% flamboyant on you effing clowns. It's all bad for you wild ASS ninjas. All eyes on Shiest. Then he has some hashtags that I'm not reading because next thing you know, I might be initiated in some gang or something like that. Pusha T, what the hell are you talking about? You are currently behind bars. Nobody knows when you're getting out, if that's happening anytime soon. And you still on this street ghetto-ish. And why are you talking about Jay-Z? What? I guess if you mention Jay-Z's name, people will take interest, I guess. But this is what I'm saying. Like, you can't, your mentality, do these prisons have libraries? Do they not? There's a library in prison, right? Why is it that some people come out and they're like well-spoken, they turn Muslim sometimes, real philosophical, articulate. This dude got run-on sentences talking about street-ish, talking about how he ain't broke. I mean, you look at the comments, some people are like, Jay-Z? Oh my God, please don't read this and think jail is cool. Seriously, somebody else says, why do everybody diss Jay-Z? Like, what did he do? Is it me or everyone been coming for Jay-Z lately? Like, damn, what he do? Not being smart, but you can say something without comparing yourself to someone else, but he looks good. This is what is so, the street life is addictive. I guess it's just not for me to understand. What? I feel like I almost lost a tooth trying to read that ish. About to make me cuss up in here, Pusha T. Get your together, man. What the hell are you even talking about? Does he have children? Anyway, speaking of jail, yesterday I talked about Boosie being upset that T.I. admitted to pinning a crime on his deceased cousin, okay? Lil Boosie basically feels that that's snitching, and him and T.I. had a joint album coming out, and Boosie decided to pull the plug on that joint album. This is all an interview that Boosie did recently with Vlad TV when he sat down. Boosie also said that he was not sure if T.I. was telling the truth or if he was trying to get clicks and views for his podcast, because T.I. said this on his podcast, that he pinned a crime on his deceased cousin. Okay. I said, whether it's true or not, who cares? Who asked for a T.I. and Boosie album? Whatever. Boosie feels like he had to pull the plug because he doesn't want to be associated with any snitches and any rats. Well, the Neighborhood Talk is reporting that it was all a lie. T.I. says that he embellished the story about snitching on his deceased cousin, claims that he was trying to be funny in the moment, but people missed the joke. The humor, sarcasm, and satire escaped them. What? They should have never gave some of you ninjas a microphone, because y'all got podcasts and y'all up here talking about absolutely nothing. So let's take a listen to this, I guess.
Together, and I died before you. It's mine.
Right.
It's mine. He like, nah, I can't do that. Yes, you can. It's mine. Why can't you?
Right.
I don't understand it.
That man can't go to jail.
I just don't understand it.
Right.
You understand? I mean, and he said, nah, I can't do it. You know what I mean? He said, man, I can't really say nothing about anybody who do, but I can't do it. So
I can't stomach listening to T.I. So you pretty much got the gist of what I said. I can't. T.I. is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't take him seriously whatsoever. Right? So some people in the comments are saying that, you know, it's too convenient of a story now. They don't believe him. T.I. responded by saying, you know, I got this paperwork that proves that I didn't snitch. And bro, so basically you're saying your word means nothing. So you can get on your microphone on your stupid little podcast and say anything, and people should never take you at your word. You said this. You are the one that said that you did this. Anyway, child, I don't care. I don't know if y'all care, but I don't care. T.I., I can't. But it was a listen. It was a follow up to a story that I was talking about yesterday. Okay, make sure as you're coming in, you're hitting the like button to my YouTube, folks. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get into some of this music. All right, I talked about Diddy yesterday. He's going to be doing a versus with Jermaine Dupri. He's also going to be at the I was about to say the Hotep Hip Hop Picnic, but that's not right. The Roots Picnic, which is like a concert, which I still don't understand how Diddy fits into that crowd, but he's got to do what he's got to do. So Diddy announced recently that his record company, Love Records, right? He launched Love Records. This is the first first artist that is going to be coming out with a project on Love Records, right? So he says, historic announcement. I'm very excited to introduce the world of Jazzy and announce her debut EP. Now listen to the name of the EP. Songs for Women, Free Game for Ninjas. Okay, it drops this Friday. All right. She spent the last year making the best music of her life. This is a historic moment for Love Records, the new #1 R&B label in the world. He says, I'm pouring the same level of greatness into Love Records that I did into Bad Boy. Eek. Now listen now. Let me not be funny. Not yet anyway. Bad Boy Records, that whole Bad Boy era, Diddy definitely cemented himself a part of hip hop, okay? Definitely a part of hip hop. Huge chunk of hip hop, right? The good, the bad, the deadly, and the ugly. So if this is going to be like Bad Boy Records, then I'm a little concerned for Jazzy. But I'm going to be listening because I know that Diddy has been adamant about keeping R&B alive. He does not believe in any of this new R&B. He basically says it without trying to offend other people, but he just doesn't believe in any of these artists. So we shall see what Miss Jazzy has in store. Y'all pray for Jazzy, because I don't know if how old is she? Yeah, she can't be, she got to be in her 20s. I wonder if she did her homework. But I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what Diddy has produced. What do you guys think? Love Records, huh? He got his first victim. All right, up next, Wendy Williams. Oh, that's an interesting transition. Diddy then talking about Wendy. If you know, you know. Wendy Williams was spotted out at dinner at Fresco by Soto. That's Rosanna Soto's restaurant. And take a look at Wendy and tell me what you guys think. Some people say, oh my gosh, she looks so fabulous. I love Wendy. I just want her to be better. All right, like to hear it. Here you go.
Which way to?
Hey, Wendy, one top right here?
Hi.
This is in New York, by the way. Okay, in NYC. All right, and for those of you who are not familiar with the weather up here in NYC area, it's cold as hell. All right, although she's going from the restaurant to her vehicle, it's cold as hell. It's still winter.
Hi. It's sexy, right?
Super sexy, girl.
Thank you. No, don't let me go.
Come this way.
We're not dating, by the way.
All right.
He's my bodyguard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know you.
Of course.
Yeah,
I used to shoot all your
hi.
events. Dons and Divas back in the day.
It's nice to see you.
Of course. You do a pose for Johnny real quick?
Go, take a bunch of pictures.
One polo, one solo shot?
Take a couple pictures. Come on.
Solo, you want?
No, my feet.
Alright, okay.
My feet, standing.
Here you go, Winnie. Oh, we can walk. Come
No,
this
I don't
way.
want to fall.
No, I'm with you.
Lord have mercy.
Because of all the, the Buffy.
Right here, Wendy. One shot right here. One shot right here before you step. Okay, no. Can I get one more shot before you get in the car, Wendy?
Okay, I can do it myself. Hold on.
All right, cool.
We're gonna do it by the car.
All right, cool. Ready?
Wait, you know what?
Oh,
Yes, I do. All right, smile. Serve some looks.
oh, that's hot. That's
Make it look
hot.
like so.
Johnny, go to your right.
Wait,
To my right. Oh, that's nice.
what about this? Wait, hold on.
Go ahead. Oh,
What else you gonna do?
You hear her bodyguard getting annoyed. What else you gonna do? He probably like, girl, get in the car. Wendy wants all the pictures. And this guy, Johnny Nunez, he is a photographer. Obviously, Wendy Williams recognized him, which is a good sign, right? That she recognized him because he's done work for her in the past. How does she look to y'all? Let's keep watching.
Damn, Jamal, thanks
All right.
You the best.
thank you, Wendy.
Let me put my bag in.
All right.
Throw the bag in, You got it?
Johnny, hold your phone there. Just stay.
Sorry about that.
Hold on.
Keep it close.
You know what?
Johnny, try to stay still.
All right, I'll say so. I won't move.
Take your clothes off.
Oh, what did Wendy?
All right, that's good.
He said, why you taking your clothes off? What the hell you doing? You hear how he's talking to her? It's interesting, huh?
That's good. Perfect.
Thank you, Wendy. See you later.
Child, that bodyguard looked like he is over it. He is ready to get her home. Wendy might have had a couple of sips at the restaurant, you know what I'm saying? But she seems to be in good spirits and seems to want to be seen. So she wants to be seen out. I'm gonna tell you one thing. That jacket, that jacket is fire. That jacket is fire. The coochie cutters, that's signature Wendy, but ma'am, it's cold. It's cold outside. What is you doing? I don't know, but that bodyguard is interesting though. He's like, what are you doing? Taking your clothes off. So how do you guys think Wendy looks? Some people say she's looking good. I know that a couple of other media outlets, the Shade Room Neighborhood Talk, they posted this as well, and some of the comments are not so kind. I got love for my auntie Wendy. I've reported on Wendy numerous times on this channel and probably will continue to do so. All right, so shout out to Wendy. I'm glad that she's out and about. She may not be as quick as she's been in the past, but she is getting older, and she got some health complications, going through some emotional trials. I love the fact that no one asked her about her ex-husband and his girlfriend. It was just all about Wendy. So when y'all see Wendy out in the streets and y'all want to take pictures, keep the focus on Wendy, okay? You don't know where she is mentally just because she looks happy. We don't know where she is mentally, so let's just keep it all things Wendy, all right? Let them other folks over there worry about their self. I am concerned, though, about her son. I wonder what that relationship is like. Interesting. I wish Wendy nothing but the best, all right? Do your thing, Wendy. Wendy, do your thing. All right, who's up next? Oh, Cousin Britney, y'all. Lord, this is not looking good. I know that when Britney was under a conservatorship, a lot of us, that hashtag Free Britney was going around, and some of us thought, yeah, we want to see Britney freed. But what the heck happened during that conservatorship? Like, what really happened? It just seems that or maybe after the conservatorship, you never know. I don't put anything past these people in Hollywood. Not at all, okay? And in the, the music business, all that stuff. I don't put anything past them. So people are concerned after Britney Spears posts bizarre video of her using a fake Australian accent and telling her fans not to call the police on her if she deletes her IG page. Don't ever be a roller coaster. I don't even want to play this. And her caption reads, "Stay humble out there, y'all. Hi, mommy and daddy, I'm a star. Now, have you heard? Carry on, peeps." Honestly, I don't even want to play this. I saw this earlier and it was really tough to watch, but like this, the plug was pulled on that. So I don't know. She says don't call the police on her if she deletes her IG. Listen, you just never know. You have no idea what she has been subjected to, is being subjected to. I just continue to wish her well. And her kids too, because they're seeing all of this unfold. Okay, all right, let me move along. Don Lemon. What the heck is going on with Don Lemon, right? So I finally decided to pay attention to what was going on with Don Lemon. So Don Lemon has been given a final warning by CNN. One more screw up and he's out, right? So sources with direct knowledge about Don Lemon's situation tells Harvey and them when the veteran anchor spoke with upper management this week to discuss his sexist comments. So he's being accused of saying something sexist. All right. Now, listen, a lot of people don't believe what he said was that serious. Some people, his co-hosts on his show, were extremely offended. Okay. And so were some other people, I guess. Anyway, so he was told that this was his final warning on such antics, right? So basically, it was some political chick. I don't know what her political affiliation is. I don't even know what her title is. I don't really care. So to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, this political figure, this woman, I think she's 51. She herself was making comments about male politicians, or I don't know if she was talking about the president or Cheeto 45. I don't know. But she herself made comments regarding, these men's ages, right? So Don Lemon was reporting on the story, I guess covering her political, career or what have you. She's running for something. Like I said, I don't know. I didn't dive too deep because I see the foolishness right on the surface. But anyway, so he said regarding her that she was past her prime. And he said, listen, you can Google it. When is a woman in her prime? And it said between her 20s and 30s. I think this woman is 51. But she was talking. It was okay if I'm correct, she was allegedly talking about certain men or people being past their prime or their ages. She was talking about their ages. So her age was talked about. I'm thinking that Don Lemon is talking about as it pertains to politics. I could be getting this all wrong. And honestly, I've read a couple of articles, skimmed through, not in detail, but I just don't like this whole Don Lemon, this is your last straw, right? Now CNN is trying to say, because they moved him to the morning show. Now CNN is trying to say that his ratings have taken a hit. Well, ratings were low anyway. Don Lemon, you don't like it there. So he had to go through sensitivity training. His two female white co-hosts were appalled that he said that. Now they're labeling him a sexist. Bro, leave. This is a way for them to push you out. And again, if they wanted to get rid of you, they would have. Again, just like with that professor at that college, they're probably trying to make sure that if they give you the boot for what they deem your last straw, right, that you can't turn around and sue them. Just leave, bro. Just leave. I don't understand. He said the reference that I made about a woman's prime this morning was inartful and irrelevant, as colleagues and loved ones have pointed out, and I regret it. A woman's age doesn't define her either personality or professionally. I have countless women in my life who prove that every day. So he knows how to play the game, obviously. He did his little sensitivity training, and he said he's sorry and he's ready to come back. Did he come back today? Today's Wednesday, the 22nd. He was supposed to be back on the morning show today. They moved him from his evening slot to the morning show. But he doesn't like it, obviously, right? There's been rumors, whispers that he doesn't really care for the morning slot. A lot of people don't like him on the morning slot. I don't like all of that. One more screw up and he's out. Like, what did he screw up? Y'all already know how this go. Y'all already know. It's 2:00. My alarm is going off in the background. Don Lemon is on his last straw. I don't know. How do you guys feel? I don't even watch CNN in the morning anyway. I'm an MSNBC kind of girl, but that's neither here nor there. Listen, you better go holler at Uncle Byron Allen. He over there giving out TV shows and contracts. Don Lemon could get his own show, right? I like his personality. I don't always agree with everything that he says and does or whatever, but he all right. Anyway, moving along. I don't really care. Don, you know what it is. You see what it is. You stay there and they're going to treat you like they treating you, like you're replaceable. Get your own stuff. The Jasmine brand is reporting that Rihanna is planning a Barbados wedding with A$AP Rocky after revealing baby number 2 at Super Bowl. not surprised at this whatsoever. So she recently celebrated a birthday, Rihanna. She's 35 years old. So it's being rumored that she is planning her dream wedding just 1 week after wowing the crowd during her halftime performance at this year's Super Bowl. Rihanna is now shifting her priorities. According to sources, the pop superstar is now focused on planning a wedding with ASAP Rocky. Okay, so an insider has revealed this. So the insider says throwing a wedding and having another baby are Rihanna's main focus at the moment. Agreeing to do the Super Bowl definitely reinvigorated her love for performing, but it still doesn't compare to what she has at home. Luckily, ASAP's on board too. Now, did you guys see the Vogue cover, the British Vogue cover of ASAP Rocky and Rihanna and their baby on the cover of Vogue, British Vogue magazine? Now, a lot of people are critiquing the cover of the magazine because Rihanna is in front and facing the camera, and she's holding ASAP Rocky's hand, and ASAP Rocky is holding their baby and kissing the baby on the cheek, and the baby has this huge smile with these cute chubby cheeks. So some people are critiquing it, saying that the woman is in the lead. They're even going as far as to compare the cover, Rihanna's cover, with white couples, where it appears that the white couples have the man in a masculine, like, looking poses and leading the woman, and the woman is like leaning on the man. What do you guys think about this? Listen, there's psychology behind everything, especially marketing and how things are visually marketed to us. And, visuals play an important role in conditioning people, right? I don't know how I feel about it. I just feel like, first of all, why the hell are you on the cover of British Vogue? I know she has a good relationship with them. She's been on the cover of Vogue magazine more than once, right? So Essence ain't in production no more. Ebony, I don't think Ebony is even, like, why not any of these black outlets? No, that's just me. But I get it. I get both sides of the argument. Some people say it's not that serious because they don't really care, and some people pay attention to things like that and they can point things out. I just wish she was on the cover of, like, Essence. I know Oprah doesn't have her magazine anymore, and even if she did, she wouldn't have nobody on the cover. She always has herself on the cover. It's like, why is British Vogue always getting all this attention from us, right? I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, the source also said that Rihanna would love to have a girl next. She and ASAP even have names picked out already. So, in other words, Rihanna's not in a rush to get back into the studio. She just says that in interviews to appease you guys and to leave you guys hanging on. I don't blame her. You do what makes you happy. She's 35 years old. She is a billionaire. She wants to get her family started, and she wants to have fun and enjoy her life. Now, if you're contractually obligated to produce another album for Roc Nation, then you already know what you got to do. Hell, re-record some of your old stuff and put it out as a Rihanna's greatest hits. I don't know. Jazzy might not go for that. I'm pretty sure he's aware of that trick. But tell me what you guys think. All right, now it's time to get into the foolishness. Okay, so remember, if you're still watching, Cardi B is coming up last. All right, I think Cardi B is after all of this TOMMIE foolishness. Okay, Tommie Lee. Just listen to what she said, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Baby, look.
Oh my goodness, not the beeping.
Cool. Motherfucking baby. Fuck the baby. And fuck daddy too.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Really?
I know that's right.
Right. Like, girl, I ain't pressed by no motherfucking baby. Fuck him. All y'all look all bino as fuck. Y'all mother. Big baby look like he got a little something going on with. I'm scared of the baby, bitch.
Oh my
Eyes cocked like a pistol, bitch. I don't care about you. Don't want nobody to see your baby. Cool.
So basically, here's what happened, right? So it's being reported that she is overseas for whatever reason. Chris Brown is on tour. Chris Brown brought his son on tour. He was backstage. I guess the baby mama, Chris Brown's entourage, his security or whatever, they were in a specific room. Tommie was backstage at the concert. I'm gathering that's what it was, because why else the hell would she be there? Anyway, they're also doing promotion, Tommie and Natalie and all the Zeus people, for this fight that Tommie and Natalie are supposed to have. Trash. So basically, Tommie saw Chris Brown's son in the dressing room, and she went hey, the baby's so cute. Oh my God, he's so cute. Someone slammed the door in Tommie's face. There's a whole bunch of rumors circulating. Some people say Tommie touched the baby, tried to pick up the baby. Some people saying that the whole building was on lockdown. That's why the mother slammed the door. Some people say security slammed the door. Either way, Tommie wasn't getting near Chris Brown baby. So she's sitting in the makeup chair, and she got her peanut gallery egging her foolishness on, and she's saying, F that baby, F that baby's daddy too. I don't care about that baby. That baby look like it's something wrong with them. All them babies is albino anyway. Eyes cocked like a pistol. So she goes on to insult the baby's physical appearance and say, F that baby and F the father of the baby, who is Chris Brown. Here's what I have to say. Tommie don't even give a F about her own kids. So why would anybody expect anything decent out of this heathen? Tommie has been a menace since she first appeared on Love and Hip Hop back in the day, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And for whatever reason, I like Tommie. Tommie cool. She's a drunk. She does not take care of her children, right? That has been documented. Y'all forgot when she went to the school because her daughter was having behavioral issues and she was banging her daughter's head up against the lockers in the hallway, which caused her to get arrested. Y'all forgot about that? She don't give a damn about her own kids. I'm not saying what she said about this child is right. Absolutely not. Here's the thing though. When you talk about kids, to me, all gloves are off. So if Chris Brown decides to come and clap back at your head top, I'd be all for it. However, I don't think it's a good idea. I posted this on my Twitter earlier too. I don't think it's a good idea that Chris Brown responds to Tommie. Chris Brown, they already at your neck, right? You got into it with, or you responded to Keely already. That's enough. You know what I mean? You don't need to respond to Tommie. Tommie is her own punishment. You know what I mean? When you see her on TV or on social media, she's acting a plumb fool. She's embarrassing herself. She's a fool. So I just think that Chris Brown should continue on doing what he needs to do. Now, if anything, if the baby's mother, the mother of the child, decides to go at it with Tommie, then so be it. But even though Chris Brown would be well within his right to get on Tommie's head top, I don't think that he should, because it's not going to work in his favor. It's a waste of time. You already responded to Wendy Williams, which you shouldn't even have bothered, now that I think about it, But she brought his name up first. So you sent for him, right? He didn't call for you. You sent for him. So he showed up. But I don't understand how this is funny. You have the makeup artist saying, I know that's right. She's talking about a baby. What do you mean, I know that's right? I just, people are not outraged at Tommie's behavior. Her mom, listen, she get it from her mama. Her mama's a deadbeat. And so is she. I don't care if you're a woman or a man. If you're a deadbeat parent, I ain't got nothing for you. Just go on your merry way. In my personal life, I could never be associated. I wouldn't choose to be associated or friends with anybody who does not take care of their kid. And I just don't. There's deadbeat fathers and there's deadbeat mothers too. And Tommie's a deadbeat mother, in my opinion. And her mother was a deadbeat mother. Y'all forget. Remember when her mother was on Love and Hip Hop crying because she basically felt she was a good parent because she stole the best designer clothes for her kids? Just dysfunction all around. And then what ends up happening? A network like Zeus gives Tommie a platform, making money off of her. But I guess there's no outrage because it was Chris Brown's baby that she was talking about, right? Tommie goes on Sada Baby, goes on to say this. I saw this early this morning, and I totally agree with this man. Absolutely, positively. I don't know much about him. I'm pretty sure some people are going to pull up the fact that he has an assault charge, or I don't know if he does. I'm just saying, or whatever. But I agree with what is written in his post. He says, screaming curse words and kicking a door down in the direction of a baby is wild. Y'all be letting these reality TV girls do the wildest ish. It never would have happened in Detroit without her getting smacked, at least. Not saying I would have did it, but I wouldn't have had to. It's just a principle. Then went live talking about F the baby. Exactly why I let y'all weird ninjas with no morals and small brain dust buckets have this app. I'm going back to Twitch and TikTok where all the energy is positive and genuine. Don't disagree with him at all. All because she wanted to see and hold someone's child. She probably was drunk. Even if she didn't want to hold the child, I wouldn't let my kid. Listen, the state of Georgia, I think this situation happened in Georgia, didn't think that Tommie was safe enough to be around her own kids. I would have slammed the door in her face too. And if she was getting belligerent, she should have been escorted off of the premises. But again, it's Chris Brown baby she talking about, so it's funny. So many people, I like Tommie. She's abusive, verbally and physically. Y'all don't remember when she was attacking Scrap De Leon? Crying and acting a fool? But she gets a platform and everybody glorifies her, right? She goes on to say, Tommie that is, oh please, I wish I would let y'all run me off the internet. Yeah, right. The hater did what they do and my ish look. What? Oh, took? Is that took? Is that what she's saying? I don't know. Whatever language she speaks. I don't speak hood rat. I love it when the whole world against me. It actually makes me feel closer to God. Oh. What is she talking about? Looks like her Instagram has been deleted, taken down, whatever. Yo, she really sat there and talked about those people's baby like that. But y'all love some Tommie. And I think that she was in London. I don't want to post her up no more. They're over there in London. And I think she apologized and she says, we make mistakes. And girl, your character is trash. You've been trash since you entered onto Love and Hip Hop. Miss me with that apology thing. You mad because everybody is coming at you. But again, this behavior is glorified because y'all like Tommie. I wonder if Tommie look like somebody that you didn't find attractive. And this is for the people who I'm talking about, because I know some people think that Tommie is atrocious, but for the people who I like Tommie, like she you can like who you want to like, but I'm just wondering if she looked like somebody who you didn't deem physically attractive, if you would have the same thing to say. And I'm talking to black women when I say this. That makeup artist sitting there co-signing that. And then I hear things like protect black women. Yeah, protect black women from other black women too. I just can't. I just absolutely can't. And I really hope that Chris Brown doesn't say anything. Tommie's behavior is disgusting and unacceptable. She's a menace. She's an absolute menace. And I don't care that she's a woman. She should be treated the same way. If a man behaved this way, she should have been canceled a long time ago. And it's all fun and games until somebody rocks her ish back and she ends up injured. Then y'all gonna be, stop the violence. It shouldn't have to get to this. I'm telling you, some people will encourage you to make a complete and utter fool of yourself. I don't have any respect for her, and not because of this, but it's been a long time. And when I saw her on Love and Hip Hop back in the day, I was like, what is this? And then it just kept getting worse and worse. She would show up to interviews drunk, not making any sense, acting stupid. She a grown woman though. Doesn't one of her children has a child? She's somebody's grandmother. I don't think none of this stuff is funny. And Funky Dineva said a long time ago that Zeus produces trash content. Look at how this is all spilling over into the streets. Excuse me. Her and Natalie are supposed to be fighting. They're supposed to be having a boxing match. Then because of this altercation, Jonathan, the hairstylist he's associated with Meg Thee Stallion. He's from Texas. And he was also on Bad Boys Club, which is also on Zeus. Jonathan saying that he got into a fight with Chris Brown's security backstage. all because of TOMMIE. There was another girl talking about they got into it with people behind stage because of TOMMIE. I don't feel sorry for y'all idiots. Y'all just met TOMMIE yesterday. Y'all didn't meet TOMMIE just yesterday. You knew that she's a menace. She's an idiot. She don't have no sense, no couth, no home training, no self-control. So what did you expect? Birds of a feather, right? Moving along. Cardi B. Ooh, Miss Belcalis. No, 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 and no. I don't always have to speak on certain things, and I don't speak on everything. But, I keep up with what's going on in pop culture, right? But I just was scratching my head. I don't know. I couldn't believe this, but I don't put anything past anyone. So listen to what Cardi said, and then I'll show you what she's talking about, and then I'll share my thoughts. Like to hear it, here it go.
Two guys that like they go to restaurants and they act like a complete fool. I don't know what's his name. He's really brolic and he be dancing all crazy. And then there's the other one that he just do too much for me. So I've been seeing petitions for people to ban them on social media and everything. And I feel like I'm gonna get dragged because I don't have and I feel like I'm going to get dragged because I don't have the popular opinion. Because they have a community supporting them. And every single time that somebody's doing the same thing from the fucking community, y'all want to bring them out, do petitions to get... They are not doing anything wrong, but being cheesy and corny. I'd rather they become rich. Look how Jake Paul became rich. Jake Paul used to do the most corniest content ever. His content was so corny and cringy. I never found it amusing. But guess what? The kids found it amusing. Those he owns $1 million mansions, getting $3 million out of fucking fights. Made a whole fucking career, making more money than rappers. Come on now, bro. Y'all need to stop being crabs in a barrel. Oh, but they look like jive turkeys. They look like this. They look like that. What y'all want them to look like? Y'all want them to be hood niggas?
All right, she's doing too much cussing. I thought this was bleeped out. Okay, so what is she talking about? I can't play. The music is playing in the background. So you see the guy, he has a chicken, and he's making monkey noises. And then you see this guy dancing. They're at brunch. This is what they do on social media. They're eating chicken. They're acting how they're acting. Now here's the thing regarding Cardi B's saying that she doesn't like the fact that there are petitions for people to be removed from the internet. That's how they make their bread and butter. I can agree with that to an extent. Are these people causing any physically harm? These males causing any physical harm to anyone? No. So I can understand that. This is how they choose to make their money. But for you to say that they're not hurting anyone, they're not doing anything wrong, Cardi, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You may not think that they're doing anything wrong, but I thought that this post summed it up nicely. Instead of getting mad, I'm going to educate the reason Black Americans specifically do not like the big dancing gorilla dude and chicken boy is because they are performing minstrelsy. See below. Minstrels in America were popular in blackface or a black person with darkened makeup that acted like a effing clown for the entertainment of white people. We are past that. Stop trying to take us back. I encourage all of you to watch Bamboozled. The movie Bamboozled. Is Spike Lee did that? Or was that I know Damian Wayans is in it, Tommy Davidson, Savion Glover. It's a very good movie. Okay, I think that was Spike Lee. I did Bamboozle. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I used to watch it a lot back in the day. Are they doing anything wrong as it pertains to causing physical harm to anyone? No. But social media is a place where there's a mixed bag of nuts. And I feel like as Black males, you definitely have a social duty to be responsible. Yeah, to you, Cardi, it may look like they're doing silly stuff. You even said one of the guys is doing too much for him. There was a video the chicken boy, as he's referred to in this post, right? Where there's a burrito and he's like, oh, just acting a fool as they're pouring mustard and ketchup over. You have a lot of young kids who may not even know what the hell Bamboozled is, the movie. You have a lot of kids who don't even know. They already trying to remove our history, in as atrocious as it is in this country, remove it from institutes of higher learning. Couple that with kids are always on social media watching, thinking that, oh, this is exactly how black people act. This is how they're supposed to act. Do you understand what that can do psychologically to somebody who's extremely impressionable and they're not educated? You know how many people, adults, don't even know what a minstrel show is or how blackface originated? How many politicians have we seen dress up in blackface for Halloween and think it's funny? I don't think that tragedies of any group of people is funny, should be mimicked. I don't think it's funny. And there's a lot of modern day minstrel shows on TV, on the internet, Zeus Network content. All of that shit is minstrel show. And it's not funny. Cardi B goes on to say, you know, you're like crabs in a barrel. I'm so tired of people saying that phrase. I posted this to Twitter also. Crabs don't belong in a fucking barrel. That's not their natural habitat. So of course, they're going to claw their way out of the barrel, right? Because a barrel is not their natural habitat. It's instinctual. They operate off of instinct. They don't use logic and reason like humans do. So when people say that crabs in a barrel mentality, it just doesn't apply to shit. Like, I'm so tired of people saying that. Crabs don't belong in a barrel. They don't. So of course they're going to fight their way out of a habitat that's not natural to them. They're animals, not humans. Hell, you put a human in a barrel, they'll probably try to fight their way out too. So what are you even saying? Some people said that Cardi B in black folks' business per usual. She isn't black, she wouldn't understand. But I just feel like regardless if she's black or not, honey, you are around black people. You grew up around black people. You claim you slightly, when it's convenient, you slightly claim yourself as black, kinda. You say you're Afro-Latina, whatever that means. You're very well versed when it comes to politics. Why the hell you don't know what a minstrel show is? And on site, when you see things like that, it should offend you, especially in this day and age. They're trying to erase so much history and education out of these schools. They don't want these kids to be well educated and well versed with America's stained history. This is not funny at all. Now, normally I talk about Cardi B and her music and her fashions and I stay out of, but this is socially irresponsible on your part, Cardi B. And I'm pretty sure they're going to chew her up. I hope that you decide to educate yourself like you do when it comes to certain other things and come back and redo either this video or post something on Twitter like you normally do. You have enough energy when somebody says that they don't like how you look or you copying this person, you fire off on social media. Educate yourself and fire off on this because your daughter has a black father. Your son has a black father as well. And hopefully you'll educate them enough to know when they see shit like this, that they shouldn't be happy about it or clicking the like button or laughing emojis in the comments. They should be disgusted and appalled. Now, you want to make your money being a buffoon and being an idiot? That's on you. But don't think that everybody is just going to turn a blind eye to foolishness. That's all I got, and I ain't got no motherfucking more. Because I could keep going, but I'm not. Because then it's going to turn into me being insulting, which takes away from the point that I'm making. And Cardi B, as huge as your platform is, you definitely have a social responsibility to educate yourself. You always talk about education. I'm not saying that you're not capable of educating yourself, but you definitely should look up the history of minstrel shows. That's exactly what the hell this is. Modern day minstrel shows. And there's nothing funny about it. All right, y'all. I'm signing off. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure to like the video. That is your admission fee. Follow me on socials if you are on social media. She_Royal B TV on Instagram. She_Royal B on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. She_Royal B. All right, y'all. Love you for watching. And as always, until next time, peace.